Hi there, folks. Thanks for coming by again for another video of alliterations. This is just a brief introduction video. I kind of wanted to give people a better sense of what they'll be seeing from this channel, uh, get a better sense of what I'm trying to accomplish with it, and also, in the end, what you'll be able to take away from the channel. So as you may be able to tell from the channel name, alliterations. My name is Al, uh, but more than that, I like play with the words, and this channel is going to be about playing with words, specifically through great literature. Um, I think there's been a big revival in trying to understand the classics over the last few years. People trying to go back to a time of where you're trying to express yourself through great literature, find yourself in other characters, things along those lines. Uh, and also, I think there's been a deeper appreciation, better understanding from a lot of different people in a lot of different circles, trying to come back and understand the life lessons, uh, or the timeless tales that these literary classics hold for us. So that being said, there are a lot of channels out there on classic works or a lot of other material that you can find on classic works. I am going to be dealing with them, but I'm also going to be dealing with sort of my favorite thing to do is find what's the B side. Take George Orwell. Everybody knows 1984, and everybody knows Animal Farm. Those are his greatest hits, let's say. If any of you are vinyl enthusiasts like I am, think of, well, what's the B side to those singles? So The Road to Wigan Pier, or To Shoot an Elephant or something like that. Those are the types of stories I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about the classics. I will eventually do 1984 and other things, but I want to find pieces that aren't often talked about, but that still hold a lot of value for us today, for reading, for understanding, for contemplating. Likewise, I'm going to be trying to do the same thing with authors that maybe people don't talk about very much anymore. Like I said, everybody talks about Charles Dickens, but maybe there are fewer people that talk about Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Well, why is that? Uh, so I'm going to try and stir the cultural memory back up on these individuals. Uh, and so like I said, so we're going to be focusing for now, at least, on literature, uh, specifically novels and short stories. Uh, but I'm also going to be dealing with plays. I'm going to be tackling poems, uh, really anything in those fictional universes. Likewise, as this channel progresses, uh, you may see more, or at least some, uh, dealing with historical materials. Maybe they're historical documents, treatises, and books by famous people, things like that, famous people of the past. Uh, but for now, it's going to be strictly fictional. You know, I've already reviewed one work that I'm really excited about, King in Yellow by Robert Chambers. I've got others slated, Primus Jean Brodie, uh, Miriam by Truman Capote, uh, people like that. So, we're going to have a wide range of individuals covered. It's going to be, it's going to be from both sides of the pond. It's going to be African literature, it might be South American literature, Canadian literature, whatever, it doesn't matter. Uh, I'm excited to share my experiences reading them with you and to also bring my um, expertise in history and understanding context of what a story, where a story is placed, and more importantly, what the story is saying. And that brings me to sort of the last point of this channel, and that is we're going to be focusing on what the story says. I'm a big one for text, strict textualist reading. It's not going to be about, well, I think he's trying to say this, or I think this is what she wanted to write but didn't. It's not going to be about that. It's going to be these are the words on the page. Here's how to understand. This is what they meant to say. This is what they said, rather, instead of this is what they meant to say. This is what they said. And so there's not going to be a lot of differing interpretations. I don't think, I don't think Charles Dickens sat down and spent years out of his life writing, Oliver Twist just to try and say something. He wrote because he had something to say. Maybe you could understand it in a different way, but Oliver Twist has a story. What is that story? And that's what we're trying to understand. That being said, there may be some sort of trying to understand where an author is coming from. So that might be a personal or historical background, but that's not going to affect the story, or that's not going to affect how the story is interpreted. It might give you a better understanding of why they wrote what they did, and that's very important to understand why they wrote what they did, but ultimately it always comes back to what did they write and how can we understand what they wrote as they meant it to be written. So that's sort of going to be the main thrust of this channel, if you will. So I'm excited to begin this adventure. I'm excited that you're going to be here with me. Please like and subscribe. Tell everybody you know about it. I'm open to suggestions. There's a lot of literature out there that I haven't read. Some of what I've done so far has been me rereading things, but I've got other ideas for stuff I've never read before that I've always wanted to and never had a way of showing my appreciation for it or sharing my experiences with others. So I'm really excited to do that. Please let me know if there's something you think I should be reading. Like I say, like and subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, and come along for the ride. This is going to be a really fun experience. I'm really excited for it, and I hope you are too. So thank you very much. Take care.